Hey, what's up, guys? This is David Chase Taylor of 911truther.org. Today is October 15th of 2024. So, based on breaking news and events, it appears that CIA headquarters, located in East Cern at Lake Geneva in Switzerland, is going to stage a preemptive Iranian attack on Israel on the date of October 16th, specifically to trigger World War III. So firstly, it's imperative to note that October 16th through 17th is the Jewish holiday of Sukkot, S-U-K-K-O-T, or as suck it, like as a derogatory term to suck it, like basically to, in a sexual term, because the CIA is planning on essentially fucking the world on this particular date. So exactly what type of Iranian attack is planned is not known, but back on April 13th of 2024, the CIA staged the first Iranian attack on Israel. This was a ballistic missile, cruise missile, and suicide drone attack on Israel, which was subsequently named True Promise 1. And then, most recently on October 1st, the CIA staged a second Iranian attack on Israel, which was consisted of ballistic missiles, and this was called True Promise 2. So the word true is constantly the same as try, meaning three. So this means that the third Iranian attack on Israel will trigger World War III. And that attack is expected on October 16th on the Jewish holiday of Sukkot. And then it's likely that war would be declared against Iran and her allies on the date of October 17th, which coincidentally would mirror the October 7th attack, which was executed on an Iranian-backed Hamas attack on Israel, Lebanon, Syria, and then it was also executed on Vladimir Putin's birthday of October 7th. So this is all what's called reflective numerology. So in the event that the CIA goes and green lights this attack for the 16th, this Iranian attack, it will likely feature ballistic missiles, cruise missiles, suicide drone attacks, as well as probably a nuclear-related attack, possibly. And this would obviously trigger World War III. So on one side, you would have, and I should say that this attack will predictably trigger a Israel and U.S. response. Most likely Israel, the United States, the UK, and France will preemptively or revengefully attack Iran, and this will ultimately trigger World War III. Considering that on October 1st, Iranian President Masoud Pezeshkian met with Vladimir Putin in Russia on October 1st. It's likely that Russia, Iran, China, and Pakistan will be the axes in World War III, which is slated to start on October 16th, likely declared on the 17th. And in preparation of this World War III, the CIA staged back on August 4th through 8th of 2019 called Mighty Waves, Operation Mighty Waves, which featured 10 nations responding to a catastrophic scenario in which a nation was quote-unquote in shambles. And what appears to be the impending attack plan back on January 23rd to 29th of 2023, the CIA executed the first phase of Juniper Oak, which was the United States, a joint United States and Israel military exercise featuring 12 naval vessels, 140 aircraft, as well as the deployment of the 142 HIMARS and the M270 rocket systems. And the second phase of Juniper Oak was executed, a joint operation between the United States and the Israeli military was executed on July 9th of 2023, and featuring the same 12 vessels and 140 aircraft. So the third Iranian attack will trigger basically phase 3 of Juniper Oak, which will be World War III. And in preparation of this attack on October 13th of 2024, The Pentagon sent THAAD anti-missile batteries to Israel, along with U.S. servicemen and women to handle these particular weaponry, and this is in anticipation of an Iranian attack, either the first wave or the second wave. And so basically what the CIA is trying to do here is basically stage Armageddon in the Bible, the war, all the nations gathered. So it looks like it'll be Israel, United States, the UK, and France against Iran, Russia, China, and Pakistan in Israel as pretext for World War III. In the event of an Iranian attack on the 16th, I would surmise that a formal declaration of war would be issued against Iran and her proxies, which would likely be Russia and Hamas and Hezbollah. That would likely start on the 17th. That would likely be the official declaration of war. And in preparation for this, they said that Iran hit 2 Israeli Air Force bases, and these Air Force bases are likely where the planes for this impending invasion, or I should say revenge attack on Iran, are likely. There's probably French planes, UK planes, and US planes all gathered together at these 2 particular Air Force bases in Israel, getting ready to launch. Aside from the fact that it is a Jewish holiday, October 16th is, the number 16 can be found on the logo of CIA headquarters. So this is, the CIA always does stuff on October 16th, or excuse me, on the 16th of the month, and this appears to be World War III would start on this particular day. Considering that in the past 2 attacks on April 13th of 2024 and October 1st of 2024, the so-called Iron Dome of Iran was able to repel virtually 99% of these attacks. This impending Iranian attack on Israel on the 16th is likely going to be false flag in nature. So they could have Israeli ships in the Mediterranean or in the Gulf of Oman or the Persian Gulf send these alleged Iranian rockets. I mean, when did Iran develop cruise missiles? I mean, this is U.S. technology that Israel has. So obviously it's going to be a false flag. Obviously this is going to trigger World War III. And I read the Haaretz and Jerusalem Post on a daily basis, and all they've been saying for the last week is, how is Israel going to respond to Iran? How is Netanyahu going to attack Iran? So they've been preparing the Jewish people as well as the rest of the world for this impending attack that it's going to go tit for tat, back and forth really fast until we have nuclear war. And then, of course, this is obviously designed. The October attack is right before the November election, and so they've been preparing, because Donald J. Trump is going to win the U.S. presidential election on November 5th, and in order to circumvent this, they're going to stage World War III. And it's imperative to note that the Zionist establishment also controls Iran. And look no further than Mahmoud Ahmadinejad, the former president of Iran. He is Jewish, and so is Hassan Rouhani, and as well as there is even a Jewish children's hospital in Tehran. So if the Iranians hate the Jews so much, why do they elect them as presidents and allow them to have huge medical establishments in their country? Because it's all just a hope designed to take the world to World War III just prior to the election so that they can either cancel or postpone. Which brings me to my last and final point, is that in the event that this attack is green-lighted on the 16th of October, the CIA is going to have to neutralize either Biden and or Trump at the same time in order to get Kamala Harris in there. Kamala Harris's husband, Doug Emhoff, is a Zionist Jew, and she is being basically, she is a puppet of the Zionist establishment, which is why she has no opinions on anything. She's just told to say what she says, and to do what she does. So she is not let's say, in control of her own actions because she's a Zionist puppet. So it's imperative to note that Biden has to be removed so that Kamala Harris can greenlight this attack. So it's highly likely that if this attack transpires, that something would happen to Biden. Coincidentally, he's in Philadelphia this evening on the night of the 15th. He's in Philadelphia. He's having dinner with the steel factory workers union or something like that. So something could happen there. And also in respect to Trump would be against this war. Naturally, he would want to negotiate, and they can't have that. So they're going to have to eliminate Trump. So this plan, I should mention, is going to be if they don't execute it on October 16th, then it's going to be pushed to October 26th or some point before the election on November 5th, obviously, and that would obviously trigger World War III, which is what they want to do right before the election so that they can indefinitely postpone or cancel the election, likely under the guise of martial law. And then once this attack happens in Iran or Israel, then they'll predictably claim that Iran has or Russia has sleeper cells in the United States, and they'll stage a bunch of terror attacks here, and everything will go under martial law, and there will be no election come November 5th. So obviously this cannot be allowed to happen under any circumstance. So in the event that the CIA stages this particular scenario at any time on October 16th or prior to the election on November 5th, 2024, I kindly ask that you download this video and share it with local, state, and federal law enforcement, military, and intelligence officials, as well as with local, national, and international media outlets. And one last caveat, I should mention that this particular scenario was going to be executed with the assassinations of Ibrahim Raisi, of Hassan Nasrallah, of all these Iranian and Qassem Soleimani, the IRGC general that was killed in Baghdad. All these assassinations were designed to trigger World War III, so the CIA had to go to Plan B, which is to stage 3 attacks of Iran on Israel, so that Israel doesn't look like the warmongering, genocidal nation that it is, so that they suffered 3 attacks, and then they're going to respond, and then that would initiate World War III. So hopefully we can put these scenarios behind us. Peace.